Hello, today we're going to talk about tips on writing a scholarship essay. This is a document that you can use for multiple purposes, either seeking admission to a university or applying for different types of scholarships. There are many types of topics you may encounter when you're going through the scholarship application process. Today, I'm going to go over a few of them with you today. The first one you may encounter is scholarship essay that talks about your role model. When writing a scholarship essay about your role model, it's important that you're not talking about your parent, a favorite teacher. Definitely try to think outside the box. So you want to discuss specific qualities and characteristics that inspire and motivate you. You want to talk about your role model, but explain why that person is important to you and explain why and what they have done that's going to contribute to whatever your future career is. And then you also want to focus on illustrating how their resilience, dedication, or kindness has influenced you on your journey. So definitely, I found that it's kind of useful to find somebody that is in the field that you're looking to pursue. So that way it shows that you're a well-rounded person. Another topic you may encounter would be community service. So you want to go ahead and talk about your community service experience and how not only your involvement, but also discuss how it impacted both you and your community. You want to kind of reflect on the challenges you face or any type of lessons you've learned, as well as any lasting positive effects on of your work. If this particular community service project you're discussing, your essay has motivated you to pursue your career or pursue a particular major, that would be a great opportunity to discuss that because that way it sees that the scholarship committee are able to see that you are utilizing your community service experience to kind of the stepping stone to what you plan to study in the future. If not, that's totally fine, but definitely try to find a way to connect the idea of your community service and how you plan to continue to help others once you are in your field. Another scholarship topic you may encounter is definitely talking about your future goals. So you want to discuss specific steps that you plan to take during your college years to propel yourself through those goals. If you're thinking about being a teacher, you might want to discuss that once you are in education, how you plan to tutor students for free. Now that I'm an educator, one thing I do to give back to the community, I talk to students and parents about scholarship opportunities and how they can go about accessing education in a way that is debt free. So think about when you're discussing your future goals, how are you going to give back to the community once you are established in your career? Another one is going to be your hardship. So you want to go ahead and share a personal experience that you're comfortable with sharing, maybe a hardship that you faced, and explain how it has shaped your character, your goals, or your perspective on life. It's okay to reflect on the difficulties you encountered, but more importantly, you need to discuss what strategies did you employ to overcome those adversities? How did it allow you to grow as an individual? How are you going to take this growth and apply that to your future career field or your field of study when you go to college? I've had students that discuss many personal things. Many students discuss maybe healthcare challenges or mental health challenges. I've had students talk about maybe illness, a death in family, homelessness, just whatever topic you feel comfortable with sharing, that's your opportunity to talk about that. But again, make sure you're applying as you discuss it. How has this allowed you to understand who you are as an individual? How did it shape you and motivate you to pursue something greater? And the second, I'll show you exactly what that essay would look like. You also have your career goals. So you may encounter a scholarship that may want to know, what do you plan to pursue and why? What motivated you to look into to that particular field? So you want to reflect on your career goals, identifying the actual field or the industry. You want to discuss why you're passionate about it, why it appeals to you. I've had students talk about they watch Grey's Anatomy and that inspired them to go into the healthcare field. I've had students talk about how they witness a relative being cared for by a healthcare professional, and that has also motivated them to maybe become a doctor or a nurse. So, regardless of what it is, Definitely want to discuss the specific skills, the values, or the experiences that have led you to pursue the career path you're interested in and how you plan to acquire or develop those skills. And then last but not least, your personal statements. So personal statements are essays that you would normally submit when you are either applying for a scholarship or again for college admission. Um, basically, you want to discuss a personal experience or a challenge that have shaped your life so far and how they have influenced your goals and aspirations for the future. I've had students talk about great accomplishments they have encountered. So it's definitely up to you to figure out what it is you want to discuss. However, because a lot of times, if you structure your personal statement in a way that will lend itself to multiple scholarship essays, you don't have to worry about revising over and over again or developing new essays over and over again. So one of the greatest tips I've ever given my students is if you don't like writing a lot, then develop that one powerful essay and discuss your personal hardship, your community service, your career goals, and your future goals. So that way, when you encounter a scholarship that's talking about personal hardship or career goals, you're not writing a brand new essay every time. You're literally just using this one essay because it kind of addresses multiple or the most popular essay topics. And I'm going to go ahead and share with you an example of what that may look like. So here's a personal statement that can be utilized for college admission or it can be used for scholarships. Keep in mind you want to go ahead and whatever you decide to discuss, something that you feel comfortable with because you will have a scholarship committee reading your essay. Typically, this is something that is not going to be published for others to see. Growing up without the basic needs that most children take for granted was an arduous journey. As a child of a single mother, obstacles seemed to be a constant presence in our lives. There were days when I had to go without food and nights when sleep eluded me. Despite my mother's tireless efforts, her solo income couldn't sustain our family, resulting in multiple instances of homelessness. Elementary school gave way to middle school and two rounds of instability, but it was during my junior year of high school that I faced the toughest challenge. With no place to call home, I found myself sleeping on park benches or even in my car, attending school with a heavy heart. Experiencing homelessness during my junior year taught me a profound lesson in resilience. It instilled in me a deep sense of determination to persevere. No matter how pain or despair I felt, I understood the importance of completing my schoolwork and achieving passing grades even in the midst of adversity. Homelessness became the catalyst that ignited a fiery passion within me, a passion to pursue a career that would ensure I never found myself homeless again. That career was architecture. From a young age, I was captivated by structures, analyzing the intricate details of buildings and marveling at the fact that humans could create such dwellings. At the age of 10, I began drawing, sometimes even sketching out my dream house during my stays at homeless shelters. The thought lingered in my mind. If given the proper tools, could I build my own house? Could I secure a permanent place to call home? As time passed, I realized that this thought need not remain a mere dream. Instead, it could become a tangible career that I can pursue with determination. During my sophomore year of high school, I embraced community service through my involvement in choir. Singing at various performances, including those celebrating Hispanic heritage and graduation, allowed me to contribute to my community in a meaningful way. Looking ahead, my aspiration is to pursue architecture so that I can aid in the revitalization of my community. Growing up, even when I wasn't experiencing homelessness, I lived in substandard conditions in unsafe neighborhoods. Walking home from school every day, fear of my safety was a constant companion. The houses we could afford the houses we could afford were dilapidated, with landlords covering up the flaws until we moved in. Turning on the news often revealed terrible acts of violence occurring in my neighborhood. These experiences have fueled my determination to design and create houses and neighborhoods that prioritize safety for children and families, ensuring that they never have to endure the same level of fear that plagued me for countless nights. Furthermore, Success as an architect would not be solely for personal fulfillment. It will allow me to give back to the neighborhoods where I grew up, the same neighborhoods with crumbling houses and neglected sidewalks. It is of utmost importance to me that I provide hope to those who continue to reside in these undervalued areas. I envision allocating funds to local hospitals that are in dire need of resources. Additionally, I would contribute to the college that supported me on my journey towards a career in architecture, commemorating their faith in my potential for success. In essence, my past experiences have shaped my desires for the future. They have driven me to pursue a career in architecture, not only to establish stability for myself, but also to positively impact the lives of others. Through design and dedication, I aim to create safer environments and contribute to uplifting communities that deserve attention and investment. As an architect, I hope to leave a lasting legacy of compassion, generosity, and commitment to improving the world around us. So this was the example. Keep in mind, it did not necessarily include every single tip that I provided previously. However, you don't want to make your essay too long. You want to keep it anywhere between 500 to 600 words because many organizations will be reading a lot of essays. So there are some scholarship organizations that may ask for scholarship essays that are fewer in word count or sometimes larger in word count. So it pretty much depends on the organization. So, just a few tips for you guys to think about. Make sure that you ask for assistance when revising your essay. Tip number two: do not use AI to develop your entire essay. I do understand that technology can assist us with this scholarship application journey. However, just keep in mind a lot of the same words and phrases are used frequently when using AI. So you don't want your essay to be flagged. So it's okay to use it as a way to start your essay or to have an idea, I should say, when developing your essay, but you don't want to use it solely when submitting that because they can tell when students are using artificial intelligence. So we definitely, scholarship committees definitely want to hear your voice as you are developing these essays. And then last but not least, you want to make sure that you address the essay prompt. You don't want to just copy and paste your essay that you think is really great. You want to make sure that if you have a specific question you have to address, make sure you address all of those questions. And for your goal is to prioritize local scholarship. You will see greater success in those, but does not mean to ignore your national scholarships, but you definitely want to prioritize your local scholarships. And ideally, you should be applying anywhere between 2 to 3 scholarships per week and a possible 2 to 3 scholarships per day if you are well organized. And if you're not sure how to organize, definitely check out my other YouTube video talking about scholarship organization. But this will allow you to be on your way to receiving a debt-free education. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is my presentation. So please go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. Go ahead and leave me a comment if you like another type of video. Maybe you want to see something more in detail. I'd be more than happy to provide that for you. But today's tips are literally what my students do every single year to be awarded thousands of dollars of scholarship. And not only that, a lot of them have thousands of dollars in their pocket because they've utilized these tips. So once again, I hope you guys find this helpful, and I hope to see you guys in my next video. Thank you. Bye.